What is up, YouTubers? My name is Nill and today we are talking about how you can redraw this logo in CorelDRAW X8 or whichever CorelDRAW you have. So without wasting much of your time, let's get on to it. Okay, as you can notice, this logo is already redrawn. If I zoom it in, you can see that the edges are really fine there. This is a vector image. The difference between a JPEG image or a PNG image with a vector image is that a vector is a flexible in a way that you can change the color like that as you wish. You can zoom in up to infinity and still the edges will still look sharp. Other than a picture that is here, if I zoom in, you can see that it starts losing quality and it's pixelating. You know, that's the thing that you don't want to do when you are creating big file formats, like you want to create a signage, but you have to use the logo to create the signage. It's going to be printed on a big print. We don't want to mess around and use a JPEG when doing such kind of work. So that's when logo redraw comes into play. You have to redraw the logo that you're given by your clients to make it look sharp. Even if you're going to print small prints, I usually redraw the logos that I'm given by my clients so that it can look professional and clean. Okay, so let's get on to how you can redraw this logo right here. Okay, this is the JPEG image of it, and this is the logo that is redrawn. I redrew this just a few minutes ago. Whilst I was making this tutorial, I realized that I was making this tutorial with another part of my screen cut, so I had to redo this tutorial again, guys, so that you can have this information in full. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to page 2 here to see where I have put my image. Right, so the first thing that you have to realize if you're redrawing logos that have text like this logo is to try to find a way you can save time by recognizing the fonts that are used other than trying to redraw the fonts themselves. Recognize the fonts that are used on the logo. But sometimes it's not that really easy to recognize a font on a logo because there are too many fonts in this world. And you see too many fonts in a day. If you're a graphic designer, then you can easily remember, right? But there's a tool that I want to show you guys that can make you recognize fonts very quickly, and you can start designing very quickly. So, but before we do that, we gotta know which font do we really have trouble with. Actually, this font that is gonna be here, this font that is written here, Beat Club, is the font that we might find, you know, difficult to find, you know, and also, but this network, I can see that it can be an Arial Black or maybe Helvetica, you know, STD Black. Yes, it can be those kind of fonts, right? So let's work on this, right? But the problem that we have here, this B and B, they're quite a lot bigger than other fonts. When using the two that I'm going to show you, you don't like that. You want font that is very similar in size. So what I'm gonna do is just to crop this. Okay, before I do that, maybe let's duplicate this, control copy, and let's make another page, right? New page. Then I'm gonna paste it here, right? I'm just gonna click on the shaping tool here to crop this image here. Cropping this image just to leave ITCLU. Okay, cropping here, just gonna delete this node, cropping here. So as I see, it's cropped, right? So I'm just gonna file export it as a JPEG. Okay, before I export it, I just want to make sure that it's one color, everything is one color. So what I'm gonna do is this, right click and say outline, right? Outline trace, line out, right? Trace it just like that. Make sure that you don't put so much detail, that you can just have a smooth little one color thing here that's going on. This one I think is good. Then you say okay. Now delete this one. We're not dealing with this one that you just made, but as you can see, it's not regular here. It's just like that. But don't worry, we're just gonna use it to find what font it is. Anyway, just gonna make it black, then put maybe a rectangle around it, make it white, then remove the outline, order, send it to back of layer, right? Now file export. I've already done it here, so I'm just gonna replace this one, make it characters JPEG, export it, then yeah, it's exported like that. Now go to your internet and type in a website called what font is, right? Then click there. This is the website that we need, whatfontis.com. Just click there at whatfontis.com, then browse and select your image that is characters there, just like that, then continue. When you continue, it will actually prompt you to type the images as you're seeing them there, the characters as you're seeing them there on that image. So I'm just gonna put I because that is an I, T, C, just gonna remove that pop-up, L, U, then continue. Okay, so it is merged up to 40 fonts that have been seen here. So I'm just gonna see which one matches my image correctly. So I see my image has got a 4 corner here, but this one has got a round, so that one is out. My image has got a 4 corner here, this one has got a round, so it's out. This one I think is a bit, yeah, but not really. Now let's go down. Now we get Rockwell extra board, which I think it is which I know, of course, but as you can see here, you try and take your image, this one, and see which fonts really kind of correspond with your font that you're looking for. I can see here this font really corresponds well with my font here, so I'm gonna choose Rockwell extra board and see how it does. Okay, I'm gonna go to my where I'm working here, just gonna type club. Yeah, it's like that. Then probably I have this font. If you don't have this font, you know the font's name, so you can download the font on free fonts, or you can buy the font if it's a commercial font, and if it's a commercial font and it's being sold. But I have a feeling that this font is in my computer, so what I'm gonna do is to just go here and type Rockwell. Let me see, Rockwell. Okay, Rockwell extra board. Right, I got it. I'm just gonna try and see if it fits correctly on my image here. Just gonna really see if it's gonna fit really nicely on my image. Yes, as you can see here, it's really fitting nicely on my image here, and it looks really wow. Looks really well. It's fitting very nicely there. So what I'm gonna do next is to see if the bees are fitting as well. So just gonna create a bee here like that. By the way, I'm just zooming in and out here by scrolling the mouse just like that. Okay, the bees are fitting quite perfectly there, which is gonna save me a tons of time. So here we got the font that would have taken us a lot of time trying to recreate these characters. So what I'm gonna do now is to add this $sign kind of thing here, just like that. I've just used a rectangle 2 here to create this kind of a $sign on top here. Put it again here. Just gonna drag the guideline to see if they are aligned here. Right, which is awesome. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do is this. I'm going to Control C, Control V, this one. Then I'm just gonna put it on this side, and this one like that. Then I'm gonna select everything and weld it to create a B like that. Now I'm just gonna copy this B and put it here. Now we got the beacon sign, right? What we will need to create next is this thingy here, right? So how do you create this? It's very simple. Okay, we make an ellipse 2, take an ellipse 2, which is this circle here, then hold down Shift and Control, make a perfect circle. So if you hold down Shift and Control, you make a perfect circle. That is good. That is regular. Now I'm going to make sure that this circle is really going to trace this image nicely here. I don't know how they came as 2 here. Right, okay. Control C, Control V, right, to copy the same circle on top of the other. Right now, hold down Shift, then resize it for it to fit just like so. Right, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm just gonna give this a color so that you can see what I'm doing here. So this is red, so I'm just gonna click the circle inside and hold down shift, then click the circle outside, then say back minus front. Right, so the back shape minus the front shape, we get that shape. Secondly, what I'm just gonna do is to put this thing here just like okay, this thing is just like a rectangle that I'm putting there, just like that. Okay, I'm just gonna remove the fill on this red so that I don't see the fill. Right, so what I'm gonna do next is Control C, Control V to copy the same thing here. Just gonna make it to start here, and then I'm just gonna resize it to start there. Right, like that. Now I'm gonna say Control V. Since I have copied that thing, then I'm just gonna hold it from here, drag it all the way down so that you can cover this circle. Right, so it's covering this circle from here. Right, so what I'm gonna do next is hold down this rectangle and shift, then click on this circle that is cut, then go to back minus front. So our back is the circle, the front is the rectangle, so the rectangle is going to cut whatever it overlaps on the circle. Watch what's going to happen. Right, so everything that was here was cut. Right, I'm gonna select everything here and weld it to create that kind of shape, which is good. Now what are we left with? Now we're left with coloring. As you can see, bit and club. Let me just copy this image, put it on top here so that we can see what we want to achieve here. So this bit is its own color. So what I'm going to do is cut this, Control X. Right, just selected everything here and Control X. Then I'm just gonna put this here. I clicked on A, which is the text 2, and clicked anywhere there to create a new text. Then Control V to paste the characters there. Then I take the characters, realign them there. Right, which is looking good, right? Okay, so what is next now is to find the colors, right? First of all, we want to find the colors of B. So take this eyedropper tool, then click on the color that is on the bottommost of B, because we see a gradient here from a reddish to an orangish. So just gonna click here, and we have this color that is below B there. Okay, now we want to see the color that is on top of B. Go here, click on top, click on B, right? Then also we go here and find the color that is below C, color that is above C. Then we go to B, the color that is at the bottommost of B is that. The color that is on top of B is that. Now we're gonna make the gradient. The gradient, I'm gonna click here on interactive fill. Then the gradient is starting from bottom up. Then bottom we say there's that color, and up there we have the orange color. Now we're starting to see this color right now. So what we're gonna do next is to click on the B, then here, down here, you see where it says fountain is the color that we have selected. If you select here, it will tell you the color that this B has. Now this color is got a fountain. You can just click on this color and drag it, put it on BI, IIT I mean, right? Then click again on the interactive field to color, then click on these letters, drag it a little bit down so that the red cannot be overwhelming at the bottom here, which looks just like the image that we have on top here, right? Let's get to C LU. Again, it's a gradient, just like that. Said this is the top, this is the bottom, and we have something just like that. Go to the B. And when you go to the B, same thing. We're doing the same thing because it's a gradient, like that, like that. Right. That's the coloring of that. Also, we're just gonna find the color of that and color it. Right. Right now, we wanna make this reflection that's here. So in order for us to do that, we're just gonna select everything that's here. The writing only, you see this writing, select it, right? Then go to this 2. If you don't see this contour 2, you can just click and hold, then you select contour, then you got inside contour. You can adjust how big you want it to be. So I want it to be 0.03 millimeters. You can see the contour is the one inside actually. What I'm gonna do is this, break the contour part so that the contour can be on its own, just like that. Okay, so what we want to do is to cut this contour in that kind of a manner so that we can find a contour that is on top there, right? A reflection, make this reflection using this contour, right? Why did we make it a contour and leave some space around it? As you can see here, there's space, there's a tiny little space around each and every letter here, like you can see like an outline, but it's not an outline. As you can see here, it's like that. As you can see here, there's kind of like an offset of this contour or reflection on these letters, right? That's the offset that we created here. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do now is to make sure that we create this shape on the contour, then we cut everything that is below the contour and leave only this top, right? So how do we do that? Let's switch on to a view called wireframe, view wireframe, so that we can see what's really happening in wireframe there, right? First of all, I'm just gonna take this shape. Imagine if I wanted to cut it that way. it will be very easy, right? So I'm just gonna take this shaping tool and convert to curves. Right click and convert to curves. Then take this shaping tool and start shaping. So I'm just following the edge of this whitish reflection that's here, just like that. Following the edge of the whitish reflection, just like that. So follow the edge. So follow the edge. As you can see here, it's kind of like curved. So what I'm gonna do is this. Now if you're following this, you can slow this down and see how I'm really doing it right now. Just creating nodes to curve. Then I'm just gonna take this thing, right, make sure that I shape it accordingly. Just like that. Then just gonna click on the contour, click on this shape of mine. Then as you can see, we have we have that kind of shape there, right? Then view, put it back to normal, make this white, and then we're just gonna put transparency. Go to the transparency tool, right? Click on the transparency tool. Then it's becoming transparent starting from here. So it's like that. So I'm dragging it all the way down a little bit, holding shift and control so that I can move in perfect line there. Just gonna take it down just like that, just like that. Maybe go a little bit up to add some more white into the reflection. As you can see, we have the same look that we have here, okay, except the fact that this is looking a little bit rough on the edges because we had switched to wireframe. That's what the software does when you switch to wireframe, but we're gonna see how perfect it is soon. So I'm just gonna click here and click on this switch here that has an X in it. It means no color. So right click on it to remove the outline of this object here, right? So I'm just gonna create another contour inside, right, to create this offset here inside. Then make it a little bit bigger, then click on the contour, then break the contour part, make the contour white, then put again the reflection, the transparency, I mean, just like that, like that. So you can see we're starting to have the same look that we're having here. Now what you can do is group the objects, then you can duplicate it by dragging, then right clicking. What you do is you drag before you release the left click, then right click, create another copy, then click here to mirror vertically, and then you kind of like make it a little bit, make it match here. So what you can do now is to drag this guideline here, so it can guide you on how where to put this thing, so that it can be even in all sides, right? So what we are left with now is this word called network. So I'm just gonna write network, okay, and choose maybe Arial black, Arial black as the font here. Just gonna make this N the same size as my font, right? And then click on the shaping tool, then click here on this arrow and make sure that it aligns there, which it's doing very perfectly now. So just as the same as we did to the other letters, you're just gonna click here at the bottom to find the color that is below. Now click here on top to find the color that is on top. Now have the gradient just like that. Boom, we're done. So remove the color that is below, the image that is below, maybe cut it. We just want to make a comparison of this, but you know, like, it's not coming out nicely. As you can see, the edges, they're kind of like rough. It's because we had converted it to a wireframe mode before. That's what the software does, right? But anyway, what you're gonna do is just copy here, and we're gonna make a new document, right, and paste, and you can see now it's looking sharp than the image. You can see here, this is our vector that we just created of this Beat Club logo. File, save as, Nill Tuts, I'm gonna say Beat Club logo. I'm just gonna save it. So this is how you typically redraw a logo. Lucky enough, we had a font that was not really tampered with much, but in the next tutorials I'm going to show you how you can redraw these letters. If these letters maybe were kind of like created to be artistic from a font, then the font was altered in such a way that you might not find it using the method that I showed you. You can redraw these letters one by one, but typically this is how you redraw a text logo. And also you have learned about gradients that you can put there, and you've learned about the contours and how you can make an inside contour, then the transparency, how you can put the transparency, yes, and also how you can find what text it is, what kind of font it is that is written this text. So hopefully guys, you have learned one or two things, or you have grasped the concept of logo redrawing, and you might use some of the concept that I used here in any of the work that you would want to do. And I would like to help you guys do more, you know, work in graphic designing, and I would like to, you know, share my knowledge with you guys in all the aspects that you might think we might cover. So please comment on the box if you have any question, and like the video if you like the work, and also don't forget to subscribe for more of these tutorials. This is one of my first tutorials on this channel, and I'm gonna be posting for you guys each and every day, teaching you guys new techniques on how to do things in Corel, Illustrator, even making websites, and even Photoshop and WordPress, Mobilize. I'm gonna show you how you can create nice and good stuff using those kind of software. For now, thank you very much, guys. See you next time.